Am I the asshole for taking my boys on a picnic after my sister lied about her child-free wedding? I, 32, married Paul 4 months ago. I have 2 step-sons that I adore so much. They're 7, 11. My family are fine with Paul but aren't involved with the kids much. Although they treat them well. But they don't show affection or love. I've stopped attending family gatherings because I've been told to not bring the boys with me, which is unacceptable to me and very disrespectful. My family tried to look for excuses to justify their behavior of trying to leave my boys out of family functions. But last month they invited us all to dinner and it went fine. Paul was shocked but happy that my family finally worked out the issue and slowly started including the boys. Last week was my sister's wedding. She sent me an invitation before. Then told me they're having a small celebration with no kids. A child-free type of celebration. Once my brother confirmed he was coming with his wife and leaving the kids home, I thought that I could go since the no kids rule was for the entire family. That is until my cousin called me the night before the wedding. She's a relative, she doesn't know exactly what's going on with my family and she's been good to Paul and the boys. She started talking about the wedding and said that she'd be brining her kids. I was confused. I asked about the no kids rule and she said that everyone was allowed to bring kids. I checked with my brother's wife and she said she was allowed to bring kids and had no idea why I asked. I confronted my sister. She said she lied, so I won't bring the boys and that it was mom's idea and couldn't think of a better idea because they didn't want my boys there. I yelled at them both and told them I'm not coming if my boys aren't. The day of the wedding, we packed our bags and went on a picnic since the weather was nicer and warmer. The boys had a great time and Paul as well. In the evening I got a ton of calls and nasty texts from mom and my dad and brother for not coming to support my sister and that I made a joke out of them and guests were looking for me and I let them and my sister down as her older sister. My sister was upset that I missed her wedding and called me awful for being inconsiderate of her feelings. To add, the boys are well behaved. Our oldest is incredibly responsible and helpful. Our youngest has already bonded with my cousin's son who's 9. I've talked to Paul and he said it's up to me whether I still want to be in contact with my family, but he won't be letting the boys be treated like this anymore. I understand how he felt. I feel terrible too. Yes, my family aren't supportive of me having stepkids and said that I was quick to make a decision because of Paul, but it's not true. Like I said, I just couldn't imagine what Paul would have felt seeing others bringing their kids except for us. Not the asshole. I am proud of you for putting your children first. You get the Stepmom of the Year award from me. Not the asshole. Your children don't have to come out of you to be your children. It doesn't matter if they are adopted, step or by blood. Your family decided to exclude them and then lie to you about excluding them. Enabling them would massively hurt your children in the long term, so you absolutely did the right thing. You will have to endure your family harassing you though, because we'll probably never accept the consequences of their actions and blame you for sticking to your children. Not the asshole at all. The fact that she lied to you about it tells you all you need to know. She didn't have the guts to stand up for her awful treatment of your family, so instead she lied to try and avoid having to defend her terrible treatment of you. You not going to the wedding after how they treated you is not unfair at all, and the fact that they're offended just reeks of narcissism. So sorry, Op. Not the asshole. You sound like a wonderful stepmom. What is wrong with your family? Why do they accept other children but not your stepsons? I'm guessing at what their issue is. I'm just being nosy here, wondering if I'm right. Not the asshole had to reread. To hell with people and their step or half or in-law prejudices. I'm really tired of this straight genetics makes family. It used to be kind of true when Homo sapiens lived in tribes, but even then, an orphan or outcast could join and be family. This wash how we got to it takes a village to raise a child because some genetic parents are just shitty. If you help raise a kid, you're a real parent. If you're a shit bag, we can cast you out. You are the best bonus mom they can wish for. Your family is being awful on purpose to your sons. They might not consider them as family, and since that has become a choice, you can also consider them as no family. You are a loving mom and keep up. You are anything but the asshole. Absolutely not the asshole. What a horrible thing to do from your mom and siblings, and good on you for having a lovely day with your actual family. What really bugs me about this story is this: what was their end game? Imagine your cousin hadn't called you, you'd have shown up without your kids and seen all the other kids there. How did they envision that going well for anyone? The phone call from your cousin made everyone's day better for giving you a chance to have a pleasant day and saving the wedding from a bigger scene, which would have been entirely justified. Info: I'm confused. Are your stepsons feral? Are there missing bogus reasons why your family hate these kids, such as them being mixed race, or something about their bio mom? I cannot fathom your family's cruelty to your family while expecting you to be okay with it. Info: I feel like there's a big piece of the story missing. Everyone is allowed to bring their kids except you. Why aren't your kids welcome? So your sister and brother lied? And your mother was the mastermind behind this, not the asshole for not going. I don't know why they're making it look like they hate your stepchildren. Edit: has your family ever said why they don't want your stepchildren around them? NTA: I would go nuclear on them. Make a public Facebook post tagging as many family as possible. And #X200B. Dear family, I heard you were asking for me at sister's wedding. It is much appreciated. The reason I didn't attend is that between sister and mother, they connived to not invite my children to the wedding. The only children in the family not invited. To save further embarrassment on their behalf, we will not be attending any future parties unless my boys are invited. Not the asshole. Unless the boys are very badly behaved, it's nasty to exclude them like that. NTA: I am so happy how you are treating them like your own. Your family should be ashamed how they are treating the boys, and I hope the boys are not feeling the negativity. Not the asshole. It's one thing to have a kid-free wedding, it's another entirely to single out one or two kids to be excluded. Not the asshole. What the actual fuck is wrong with your family that they bully and exclude ing children? Are the boys little hellions or something? Unless they're just horribly behaved, I can't imagine why your family thinks this is an acceptable way to treat children. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. A child-free wedding is fine. Specifically, not inviting your children and even lying to you about it is awful. Your birth family sucks, your sister sucks, and I'm so glad to hear you prioritized your stepsons. You sound like a great mom and I'm glad they have you. Info: what are the justifications they've made for not including them? It looks like a lot of people have jumped to the conclusion that it's because they aren't your biological children, and as a child who comes from a family that adopted, I agree that's absolutely awful if that is indeed the case. But is that the reason? Or have there been behavioral issues? Info: how well behaved are these kids? Be honest. There has to be more to this story than Appa's letting on. You know good and well you are not the asshole. You made the right call here, and quite frankly, if your family can't accept your sons, then it sounds some good old no contact is in order. Your family is disgusting to exclude these innocent babies. And they should be glad that you didn't show up and witness all of the kids there. Because that really would have set you off. And shame on your brother for going along with the lie too. Info: is there a reason your family doesn't want your boys around apart from the biology angle? It's weird that you say they treat the boys well yet they aren't welcome to family events. Not the asshole. You have every right to expect your parents and siblings to respect your family. I hope you had a nice picnic. NTA: I wouldn't have gone if they told you it was supposed to be a kids-free event and everyone but you was allowed to bring their kids. They decided to go out of their way to exclude two very important people in your life. Why would you want to go to an event where they can't accept everything about you? They are just upset that you didn't go without your kids so they could pretend to be a happy family and not being the people who don't want all of your life included in their family functions. Not the asshole dude, they sound like they suck so bad. Absolutely not the asshole. If anyone asks why you didn't come, make sure to mention why. I've got a big expanded family of half and step siblings and, though not much as we're all miles apart, we'll always hang out for holidays and get invited to each other's thing. Step kids, sibs, etc. still count. I'm just rambling now but I'm so mad about this. Props to you for not going. Info: do you know why your family insists that your stepsons don't come? Are there behavioral or other issues that your post leaves out? Totally not the asshole. Your family is horrible. UOTOH deserves much praise. Her a smiling face with hearts, 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 smiling face with hearts. A great stepmom. Not the asshole. They purposely lied to you. What would have happened if you showed and there were children? I would have walked out. Not the asshole. Your family sucks. Info: I feel like your kids might not be so well behaved. There's definitely a reason they don't like your kids, and you're probably leaving that reason out. Not the asshole. She was being flagrantly disrespectful to you, so I don't understand why your family thinks you should have just tolerated that. Not the asshole. That is really f***ed up. Your family has disrespected you, your husband, and your children. Spending your time, where it actually matters, and where you can have a good time, is the best thing to do. Just block out the calls, if I were you. Info: has your family said why they're singling out your stepsons? Did you have a role in the wedding? Did you tell anyone you weren't going? These are mostly just points of curiosity, as I can't imagine a world where you're the asshole based on the information already provided. Sorry you're in this pickle. Is today lie to your family members to deal with unwanted wedding guests day? WTF, not the asshole. P.S. Info: does Paul come from another race or culture? I'm honestly curious as to why your family would be so exclusionary to your family. Not the asshole. Those children are your children. Family is about love, not blood. You sound like a wonderful stepparent. Keep it up. Not the asshole. Unless the boys are terrors who don't listen, there is no reason to try to exclude them. Besides your mom and sister being mean and petty. Not the asshole. I'm just happy those two children have someone like you advocating for them. Not the asshole. I like you. Perfect solution. Definitely not the asshole. How extremely thoughtless of your family. Just because they are not biologically your children doesn't mean they are not part of the family. You handled this perfectly, and I bet Paul was very happy. If you're married to Paul, then the family can either accept the children as part of the family or cut ties with your family. Not the asshole. Emo: it was better that you did not show up at all. Imagine their reaction to you walking out after arriving and finding out the truth. They would be mad either way. But this way you had a nice day with your kids, instead of spending it with the horrible family. What in the actual fuck is wrong with your family? Those boys are your children now, you're a package deal. Now that you're married, Paul and the boys are your immediate family, your main priority, and your mom and sister etc. are now your extended family. If they choose to treat your immediate family like shit, then they deserve to face the consequences of their actions. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Why are they excluding your stepsons? Have they complained about their behavior? What is your mother and father's issue with them? Your sister said that your parents were the one to suggest your sister lie to you. I guess they don't seem to understand that you have a new family and they still see your husband and stepsons as invaders. Maybe a couple of family therapy sessions, your parents got your sister to lie to you and your brother lied as well. That is a lot of effort to manipulate you and exclude those boys. Best of luck. Oh my. Not the aw. How terrible for you. You are the one who should be pissed. You were lied to. Deceived. And quite badly too. Did they think you wouldn't notice the wee ones all over the venue? I'm glad you were able to find out ahead of time and changed that humiliating outcome and uncomfortable situation of everyone asking you about the boys all day. That would have left me seething and crying, and I would have left anyway. They are just mad that their truck didn't work. You did nothing wrong. Good on you for putting the kiddos first. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and stellar job of being a stepmom. I haven't read every single comment, so I don't know if this has been asked, but do you think race and/or class might be an issue here? Not that it justifies anything at all, mind you. I'm just flabbergasted that anyone would be that cruel, so I guess I'm looking for other reasons. They might already be terrible people, i.e., racist, classist, etc. All that said, you are absolutely not the asshole, and bless you for looking after your boys' interests in spite of your awful family. Not the asshole. You need to cut off contact with these people. The only family you need is the one you had a picnic with. Not the asshole. Your family is toxic. Kudos for being such a great stepmom. Not the asshole that's sick, they are obviously still your family, and while there are places for no kids it should be a blanket rule. Lying to you to make you come without them is just sad. Not the asshole family is family, and your family is seriously forgetting that fact. They made you choose, they lost. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.